By now, everybody knows the verdict as to who has been chosen to be the Chief Justice. Well, at least these are the recommendation by the Judicial Service Committee. Then the president has to then consider and make the appointments. And looking at all the candidates, there's just been ups and downs and issues, and that were drilled down, obviously related to politics about the judges. Right now, there's a little bit of a storm brewing. There are a whole lot of people who are happy with a comma in front. I'm happy for you. However, the Constitution states that the president is the one who's going to make the final decision after consulting with other political parties, after consulting with the JSC, and they're also stating that, hey, remember the Khamu Seneke was the preferred candidate. However, Mogoeng was then selected by the president to be the Chief Justice of the land. So hold your horses. However, this just continues in terms of politics, split right between the factions, the RAT faction, as well as the Ramaphosa faction. And this occurs within the journalist fraternity as well, split in between for those who are for President Ramaphosa and for those who are against President Ramaphosa, okay? The merits of one of the things that impressed me about the candidate Maya was her talking a bit about technology and the blockchain and so forth. You can think in the future that cryptocurrency as well, it's going to be something that's going to be ending up into the court, as in the future the government would want to have its paws onto those bit of bitcoins. And remember, bitcoin is independent at the moment. There is no legislation here in the republic regarding to that, so she's all clued up, and it's one of those impressive things about her. Again, she cried, and when Commissioner Lucas, I think she was the former Premier of Free State, or was it Eastern Cape, giving her props about smashing the glass ceiling, and she got a little bit of emotional there. And obviously she also made a jest about, hey, and this is the reason why you guys are saying that women are not to be appointed because we're emotional creatures and so forth. But she came across as being all dignified, all happy, like she's just hanging out in a lounge and going through all those interviews nicely and smooth. And but now you hear that there's foundations and other NGOs who wants to go to court to just really try to have a rerun of this interview, claiming that the interviews were not dignified. Why? Or the people like most of the professors were saying politicians are not even supposed to be allowed into being involved regarding choosing a judge or magistrate or chief justice and so forth. And also a politician, Helen Zille, the chairperson in the DA, also said that it's about time politicians are no longer allowed to interview the candidates. And someone indicated to her that, hey, but you're also sitting in the panel there in Western Cape for the JSC, the Judicial Service Committee, and it's getting a little bit murky. There was another professor also here who said that the A couple of professors, basically, their argument was that, hey, listen, the politicians got to be out. But if you look at it this way, who represent the people in the day-to-day governance of the country? The majority of the people. Politicians. How do politicians represent people? We go to vote during elections. You vote for your political party, although it's not your specific representative constituency. You vote for your political party, then whichever that political party wins, they get together, they form a government, the president, have the cabinets, you have the politicians in parliament, and so forth. Now, these other politicians and the professors now would want the masses, the people whom the politicians represent them, in order to for service delivery, be it all the spheres of government, transport, the laws, the rule of laws, not to interview judges. They want the judges now to be independent. They want the masses to be represented by people that have never been voted for, which is the weirdest thing ever. So they want to bring that perception of the judiciary being godly, something that cannot be challenged. It brings up the very same issues of where then there was Sisulu now is under attack, or anyone who then criticized the judiciary. In fact, they even tell you how you're supposed to criticize the judiciary. You're not supposed to say this. This is what you're supposed to say. Your rights are limited in this way. Instead of the very same politicians who were voted by the masses in the nation should speak. You look at how they're behaving. You have another opportunity in 2.5 years to vote, and also in 5 years' time to vote them out and try to vote for people who then represent you better, other than the judges who are never being voted for, which is the most dangerous thing for people to say, that now we have to have old judges, former judges, interviewing prospective judges, and only people who are in legal fraternities, your lawyers and advocate, doing that job, people who have not been voted by anyone. And this is quite dangerous. We're going to see how this is going to unfold, because our politics here in South Africa, they're now identity politics, be it racial politics, sexist politics, and so forth. So now we're in a situation where most of the called feminists who wanted to have a female Chief Justice are now conflicted, because it seems as if it's the potential Chief Justice that they don't like. So now they're throwing the constitutional book at everyone to say, oh no, hold on, the president will choose the person that they like, or we might probably have a rerun because Julius Malema was screaming to the top of his lungs, and therefore there's no decorum, there was no honorable, the most learned friend of ours. Oh, here is me having decorum. So other than seeing how ghastly any commissioner is when asking questions, and then you make up your mind next time to be able to vote them out, you then want to sideline the politicians and have the judiciary to be an independent arm of the state, far away from your cabinet and the president and your legislator, the parliament, far away. Those are, hey, mediocre politicians, and to also in the cabinet and the president stay far away from the godly judiciary, whom then are going to choose themselves and make laws that are going to impact the life of the people, be it how the society is being transformed, the curtailments, or the enhancement of the rights of people. And I think that's something that should not be done. So I'm quite keen to see how this is going to happen after the president, Mr. Transparency, and the advancement of women, since we're into racially and identity policy politics, how the president is going to go through it. Is he going to disregard the JSC and just go for all the other three gentlemen, or one of them? So we're going to see that, and chances are I probably just let Justice Maya be, because we know him. There was a time when he was supposed to be interviewed by Given Curry, and the feminist came in saying that he shouldn't take the interview because of the family feud between Given Curry and his wife, and he ran off and took off. And so probably is doing the PR consultation, and we'll just see. This is quite interesting. Looking forward to it. My name is Mamuji, and thanks for watching the Mamuji Show, and I'm out.